Good to see you.
We got out our main hugging earlier because I would have started crying otherwise. Because we haven't seen each other in two and a half years.
I know, it's been too long.
I'm
so good, you look amazing. Thanks for bringing us new.
I know.
This is super fun.
This. So if you got the TS today, you need to get this because Sarah had all these like 70,000 bajillion amazing ways to do your cards. You need a way to score them. You need a way to fold them. Let's talk about why you need a new scoreboard. If you're somebody that's been crafting a long time, you probably have one at home and you're like, I'm good, I don't need one, I don't, whatever. Let's talk about it, shall we? So this is what's called a bone folder, and this is what used to come with scoring boards and still does for quite a few. The problem is it has a pointy end and it's made of like a sharp plastic. So when you are trying to score something, I don't know if you guys will be able to hear this, but when you're trying to, can you hear that? The paper is actually tearing as I do it because you have to press, look. So you have to press to get the score done, but if you press too hard, it breaks. Now, here's the beauty of it. So CutterPillar, when they said, Beth, do you want to do a scoreboard? I was like, not really. But then they said, look at how cool it is. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be a game changer because this is not a plastic tip. This is a metal ball. And what happens is it goes into the grooves, so there is no tearing. And the other cool thing is when you use a bone folder, there's no way to get to the very end because the plastic part isn't shaped like that. The metal ball is shaped so it fits right into the groove. So now you're getting these perfect folds. And there's no, this is with the bone folder.
Wow.
This is with the CutterPillar. Because we're doing all these really cool, fancy, intricate cards, right? Sarah was talking about all the cool different ways you can fold and make all these fun cards. This CutterPillar Crease is the way you're going to make these. That's the really cool thing about them. Also, you know, there are standard sizes of cards, right? There's A2 and A7 and slimline. But if you want to do a different size of card, this isn't a standard size. You have to make this card. If you take a plain old piece of cardstock, right, you fold it in half, this fold does not look good. Like, it's fine, but it looks homemade and it doesn't really look professional. Look at the difference between this fold and this fold. Like, look at how crisp and clean this is, as opposed to this, Beth just folded this with her hands. That's the great thing about it. And all of those different, I mean, these kinds of cards that you're putting together, that is what you need this for. It's $32.95. Oh, by the way.
It's on sale.
It's so
is this, by the way, I wanted to ask you about the glow tapered, the other mat. This is the
the glass mat.
Yeah,
oh my
the
gosh.
glass mat.
So I'm gonna have the glass mat on a little bit later, but the cool thing about the glass mat is that you can put your, like, if you're working with inks, if you're working with paint, if you're working with glue, you can put it on the glass mat and then it just wipes clean instead of having to, like, let me set aside a piece of paper, let me get out my baby wipes, no. No, we do not have time for that. We're crafting. Okay.
It's on the side of the screen if you're interested in taking a look. 829-100. I think we only have 300.
Oh, figures. Yeah. That's because this is the time of year where we're making all the things and we need the tools that are going to make the things. So,
do you think this is best if it's like a thicker cardstock or for all cardstocks?
Are you reading my mind? Is that what's happening? Yes.
See, this is what happens here.
This is why we've missed each other. So the thing that sets this apart from other scoring boards is it also has this metal rule. And what that means is when you're using thick card, please tell me how you would ever score a manila, an office folder. With thicker cardstock or with things like chipboard, I'm gonna put my glasses on because I've been awake for a long time. This actually has this sort of valley right here on this side. And so instead of creasing into the cardstock, it's actually raised. And so it folds your cardstock up, if that makes sense. So you're getting this perfectly straight line. I can now fold a manila card folder in half. And what are you making with that? Oh, I don't know. How about a mini album? Out of a manila card folder because look at how cute that is.
Oh my gosh.
But how could you do that otherwise? There's no way you'd be able.
One of those office folders.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
Isn't that amazing? But that's what you can do with and other scoreboards don't have this metal rule. So if you're, oh my gosh, glitter cardstock, all of those really heavy materials that you could never do before with your lighter materials, like I think we have a piece of vellum hanging around here.
Oh, it's
vellum
right here.
Is another. Oh, see, you do share my brain. We share the same brain. Again, okay, so we've talked about really heavy cardstock, we've talked about glitter cardstock and chipboard, but what about using really intricate, delicate paper? So this is vellum. I'm almost afraid to, because you're gonna hear it. Can you hear that tearing?
I can.
So again, that's what happens, right? But now, look, I'm just making a mess everywhere. I'm just so excited to be here. You take this stylus, look at how beautifully you're folding. So remember, this is with the bone folder. This is with your new metal CutterPillar. So that's the really cool thing about it. But again, if you're wanting to, I'm just throwing things all over the place.
I like that this houses right here because you won't lose this tool.
It keeps all your stuff, right? And it's portable and it's lightweight. If you're someone that loves to do three-dimensional projects, please tell me, look at this little armoire. Please tell me how you are gonna get the folds on that. Look at that.
Too cute for words.
But how would you do that otherwise? You wouldn't be able to. This is how you're gonna do it. You can create, this is a placemat. I mean, all the things that you were like, how could I turned it into a tree. This is how you're gonna be able, all those papers you've always wanted to do other things with 3D. I know, and it folds up because that's how you got your, it's so good.
Thank you so
They're like,
much.
Beth, it's time for you to
No,
go.
I know you've got a full hour coming up.
I don't want to leave Cal.
Right, I don't want
I
either.
know. I do have a full hour coming up.
Coming up at
3 o'clock.
Yes, at 3 o'clock. So stay with us. What an event for having. Good to see you in for a minute.
I love you, my friend.
Don't remind. So
See,
much to talk
we're just
about.
so sad. I know, we're so sad.
There's a secret sale, and there's a secret word you
so
need
good.
for a secret sale. It's called Craft Craze. Craft Craze. I had to double check on that. You'll get an additional 50% off top craft clearance items. So imagine the savings. You can go